Hi everyone, here Michael from Lux Trading. Today's part 2 of technical analysis. I'm gonna show you how I draw support and resistance levels from stock Tesla, and let's just get right into it. Okay, so starting with Tesla here, TSLA, large cap. This is about 2.5 billion shares float, so has nothing to do with a small cap. And let's just see how this is. So we got our daily. You can even use a weekly on these larger caps. So let's just get the extreme. Do it again. Top, bottom. Now we're in this range. Now let's start, getting the smaller. So here we got a triple top right here. We got this level with this level. So here we have a few levels, right? I'm gonna do a few levels. For me, what's obvious for me? I like obvious things. So let's see here. Okay, pivot here, a few here. We got a lot of price action around here. Okay, like I said, I don't like drawing too much. I like drawing obvious ones. So I think I'm gonna draw one more right here because there's the bottoming wick here. And you got some support, you got some resistance, that's support, price action, resistance, and so on. And then this is coming down here. I would like to see how that's gonna play out. So, okay, and I think there's one more obvious level that I see here, which is descending and ascending. So descending resistance, right? Same thing. So we're putting it as, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth didn't touch it, but it got stuck there. Now we do ascending. Maybe even touch this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like a wedge, right? So if it's gonna break down, is it gonna break up? Is it gonna hold this ascending? Is it gonna hold the descending, right? So this is a little bit clear. For me, it's easier to trade like this because now when I take an intraday trade, I'm gonna look for other alignments with these levels. So what does that mean? I like to trade around, like I said before, around half and whole dollars. So this isn't a much more expensive stock. So I'm definitely gonna look at the, for example, what I like to do on these, even on the small caps as well. And I recommend in doing this if you don't have the line automatically set in your charts, but you can do, for example, let's do it in yellow. So here, I'm gonna put 200 as and I'm gonna put on this one 300, right? Okay, I'm gonna do another one at 400. And let's see how close it is to the actual lines that we're working with. And one at 100, which I have to say, that bounce just looks beautiful. Okay, so when we zoom out, you will see that the actual blue, light blue that we've placed, they're actually very close to the 400, 300, 200, and 100, right? So you can see that what this tells me is that a lot of institutions are taking a lot of trades in these areas. These are the areas where there's a lot of influence. So it's very hard to trade this for me in between these levels. So what do I do here? I'm just gonna wait for the trade to come to me. I'm gonna wait for this to play out. So first of all, there's a wedge. So I'm gonna wait for this wedge to break. Is it gonna hold, or is it gonna break here? Is it gonna come to the tip, to the apex point and break down or break up? And then will 300 reject it? Or is it gonna cross 300, hold, and move to the new highs? So that could be a trade right there. Another high risk trade could be at the break of the wedge, long or short. But alignments is basically if this breaks down and it comes to 200 and it holds, I have a daily level, then I have the 200, which is a psychological level. And so these two, and then if I get also the relative strength index, which is basically giving you the strength of a stock which is oversold or overbought. So if it comes to the oversold area, close to the 200, and price action is showing that it's holding, then that could be a level where I'll start taking an entry to hopefully move back up, and I'll have a stop a few dollars below the $200, right? So I'll give some space to kind of move, because this obviously tends to fluctuate a few dollars, like $10 a day. So let's just take it back. For example, like I said before, you can take it to the weekly. The relative strength index, I personally like to see this when it's actually on the weekly. On the weekly, it's a lot cleaner. Here you're gonna see that there's a lot of overbought, oversold everywhere, and many times it's not giving a big move. So when you go to the weekly, you're gonna see this a lot cleaner, at least the relative strength index. So let it load, and there we are. Look at that, right? So we got 1 oversold, right, and 2. This one was at the 100, exactly at the 100. So we got $100, we got a daily level, and we also have oversold. So we have 3 alignments coming together, right? Because the ascending support was not there yet. That was created by this first level. So this was a very big position. And look at that. That actually did in a few months. It went from $100 to $300, 200% move, right? You wouldn't maybe hold till this level, but you could, hold it for the 200 and have 100% move, So just imagine. This is how I like to trade a little bit more large caps. It's more for me longer time frame, and also just hold it longer, right? Kind of swinging it. On lower time frames, on small caps, it's definitely for me intraday levels, and then using pre-market, and obviously the dailies is the daily resistance. As you can see, support and resistance worked out pretty well on that as well. It respected quite well. Well, everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this video. On my next one, I'm gonna talk about the actual smaller time frames, entries, and exits with risk management. So you'll actually be able to see how I execute a trade. Okay, I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care, guys.